What is good, y'all? SGG Game, man. It's your boy SmooveGotGame back with another Pirates rebuild video, baby. And today we're getting further and further into the season, going to the month of May, maybe even a little bit into June. But I did want to highlight some more good key points about this team, of course, before we start really focusing on that draft season. You see, we're 71 days away from the draft, and it's going to be where all the big changes get started and get made for this team. So, of course, we're going to go over those draft picks a little bit in this video, more in depth here coming soon. But I did want to show off, of course, a couple more gameplays. You know, we want to see what this team is about, really see where our focus areas need to be here at the major league level, because we got to figure out who's staying, who's going early, who could be potential trade targets to get maybe some younger prospects that way, instead of having just to build purely through the draft. But we also want to focus on our young guys that are up here and see if they're developing nice. One guy like that is the Oliver Peguero, batting 220 to start off the season. Takes the first pitch he sees deep into left field, and that ball is going to get out of here. 2-run home run in his first at bat. I didn't even get a chance to introduce the game. So let's go ahead and get a like down below for the home run bomb, and comment some of your favorite players on this team already. Who do you like? Who do you think should stay as far as the young prospects that we could build around? Maybe some old veterans that you think could be key assets here through the first couple seasons, or good trade bait. Somebody that just scored in front of him, Connor Jones, 31, I believe. 31 or 33, one of those two. I think it's 31. He's had a good season so far this year. Maybe he could be trade bait. You have to let me know. I'll try to keep trades fair, though, for both sides. So I don't try to abuse the CBU. But MLB The Show is pretty good about finding trades that are of equal value. So it is really hard to get a trade going here as Oliver. We're just going to call my man as Oliver. Base hit up the middle. Told you our up the middle defense, meaning second and shortstop, is where our strengths are on as far as this team is outside of starting pitching. So I'd say our top three is definitely starting pitching, second and short. And he's going to be one of those people fighting for that spot. I mean, we have him, O'Neal Cruz, Nick Gonzalez. We do have and then one other that I'm kind of forgetting off the top of my head right now, but we do have 4 or 5 guys there at that spot alone that could be potential great players, or at least good players, star players, good role players. And that could, 5 guys right there, that could fill up an entire bench and starters. So we'll have to see how they turn out. Now here in today's game, he ends up going 2 for 3, getting that 2-run home run. It wasn't enough to get the dub, though. Cruz getting 2 doubles here as well, helping his average out a little bit. But Johan Oviedo, 2 for 4 on the season, giving up 3 more earned runs here. They got the ERA low, but that's just not going to cut it for us to get these dubs, man. We have to start pitching better. And that's something I've noticed throughout this month of June, or month of May, I'm sorry. The pitching is really, really, really questionable. You know, we saw it early in April, going through that entire month. We were losing a lot of games by high scores. And then here, you see we're giving up 5 runs to the Rockies. Thankfully, we were able to match it with 6 with the bats coming alive today. We have David Bednar on the mound trying to get a close here. I think he's somebody that can at least be our closer for the next couple of years. So I'm not really kind of looking too heavily at this position, especially in the draft, maybe in free agency. Picking up a young prospect that's good there. Possibly maybe through a trade, letting him build up through our organization and take over when Bednar is either ready to retire or has become too bad to the point of where I can't keep him. But at least for right now, he looks like he can be closing games for us for the foreseeable future. That's a fly ball out to Connor Joe, making the catch out in right field. And we can already see this season is kind of becoming a little bit of a lost art. You saw we started the episode 10 games under 500. So we're trying to battle back to at least get back there. But like I said, if we lose, this is probably the only time I'm going to say that I'm not going to be angry when we lose. Losing here gives us better odds to get that #1 overall draft pick. And that gives us better odds to build up this farm system and get a player that can come in and make a huge difference, a huge boost for us. You guys remember in the last series, we had Morris Jones as the first ever draft pick in that series. Ended up becoming a very, very useful piece for us. I think we had Rookie of the Year 3 times in that series. We drafted very, very, very well, especially at the top half of those rotations in the seasons where we were struggling. So we have to do that same thing here. So, like I said, every win, we're going to celebrate as David Bednar gets the call strike 3 on the knees there, getting us a dub here today. We're going to celebrate our wins. We're going to be happy, but we ain't going to be angry at them L's either. The more L's we get, the better our chance for that #1 pick. And here today, Aroldis Chapman ends up getting the W here. 2/3 of an inning, 2 strikeouts, 2 earned runs given up, though, there late in that 8th inning. We were able to pull away with a victory here, scoring that last run in the bottom half to Bailey Falter, great start, 6 in the third, 1 earned run. It looks like the back half of our rotation is doing pretty well. And then here goes some of the scouting, man. Like I said, we're going to get deep into this a little bit more as we're getting closer to the draft, looking at right field, first base, like I said, corner infield, corner outfield. It's really kind of our main focus here. You have Herbert Bill, 10th on our draft board from 41st on the MLB board. Speed, contact, power, looks like they'll be in good spots. Looks like he'll have okay vision. The defense looks like it could be okay, so maybe more of like a left fielders with that arm strength and accuracy. But he has a chance to have really good speed, so that's something that we got to look for. Or we can look elsewhere. Scott Vogt, Edgar Gutierrez, also in right field. They also have really good speed, but also come with different attributes as well. Contact, power. You see Juan Angeles here. He's got really good power, somebody that we can look at later in the draft. And of course, we want to still look at closing pitcher, maybe with our back end picks. So I'm looking at some of those guys that are unranked on the MLB board to see if any of them catch on the tail end of our board as some good picks. Because like I said, they're just going to be there building up until they're ready to eventually take over that closing role, hopefully one day. But this season is still going to be quick, especially with us losing as much as we are now. If we were winning and competitive, I might think about slowing it down. But the way the season's shaking out, a lot of critical situations like these, a lot of player locks. As Aroldis Chapman comes in here in the top of the 8th, 2 outs, runners are at first and second, and Mike Trout is at the plate. Maybe a shell of his former self hitting in the A spot, which is kind of unheard of. He's back when I was really into baseball. My man was a top MVP candidate. Now he's in 8th in the lineup, grounding into ground balls that end innings, and not helping his team get victories here as David Bednar is going to come in once again. Try to get his second save of the video as it is closing time here at PNC Park. I love the graphics that are coming up as we go to get set to bring him in to close this game out. 11 games, 9 out of 10 save opportunities here. He's going for his 10th on the young season, and that is crazy. He's right there behind us in wins. I think we have like 12 wins as a team. So I mean, the fact that he saved 9 of those 12 is ridiculous as he gets the swing and miss there on Kyron Paris. Top of the lineup set to do up here though, so this is exactly probably what the Angels want. Only 1 out, so a great chance to get a little rally going. Lewis pops it up. Hayes in foul territory will get underneath it. Make the simple and easy grab. That'll be out number 2. Leaving things to Aaron Hicks, who is 0 for 4 on the day already. And maybe that's why he's seeing those 12 sixes and think he could do something with them. 2-2 count here behind David. Swings and misses through the 4-seam heat. And that's something my closer has to have. We got to have that 4-seamer that has some heat behind it. I need 97 plus at least. I'd love to have a triple digits guy, but I need 97 plus at least. I need to pitch with some break so that we can get these strikeouts and get out of these innings, because ground balls and fly balls aren't always going to do it. Now, unfortunately, we did get the dub there, and we've seen dubs today, but we're still losing series, man. We lost the series to the Angels 1-2. We won the series against Colorado 2-1, and we're stepping into a series here with the Cubs where we lose game 1 by a score of 5-4. Looks like we're losing game 2 by a score of 5-4 as Henry Davis is going to be out for 1 to 2 months. So we'll put him on the 60-day DL just in case. Jared Cirillo is coming back, and it's time for more scouting. As we get to look at that closing pitcher, after 1 round, still unranked on our board. I like the hits per 9 and strikeout per 9 ratings here. Pitch velo looks like it could be pretty good, but potential looks like maybe looking at a B at most. So, you know, maybe an option there. We'll still kind of keep eyes open, but now I want to go back to the outfield. You look here at Robbie Wog, 19th on our overall board, 65 to 99 potential. Got to see what he could possibly be working with. And as we go ahead and jump back in, we've tied up the series with Chicago, and looks like we can have a chance to win it here. Runners are going to be at the corners here for Coleman, and we give that game up as well, losing that series too. So that's another series loss. We haven't won too many series to start this year. It's been very few and far in between. Our dubs are coming few and far in between. Not too many winning streaks. I think 2 is the most we've won at one time, as we did there against Milwaukee, bringing us into a player lock game here as we're facing the Cubs for the 2nd time in as many weeks. And I wanted to get in a little look here at Nick Gonzalez. You guys remember I mentioned him earlier, one of our middle infield prospects, taken in the 1st round a couple drafts back, that we are kind of building up. At he's 24 years old, B potential, and he has really, really good power. Hitting for a good average right now too, though, with 292. But that's what he does the best. Solo home run. Taking that thing way over the poison ivy out in left field. Solo shot to clear the deck. 2nd home run of the season, going 438 feet out of here. And that's what I'm talking about. Our infield is so deep as far as those two spots that one of them might even have to go play third if I can't go find another corner infielder just to get all that talent on the field. This is good bat production. The ability to have power like this, hits like this. Now, if only we can tie them together to actually do some more runs. He's here today. We've only got one, and we're already down 7-1 against these Cubs. They're trying to take their revenge here at their home park now. So that's grounded up the middle. Nice little flip over to short. And we take things to the top of the 8th here. Nick Gonzalez 1 for 2 on the day. Runner at first base. Has a chance here. He chops this one on the ground. That one's kind of shallow. Pitcher will grab it. Throws over to first. Nice little swinging bunt. We'll go ahead and take it there. Maybe to start something. But we're now down 11-1. Edward Alvarez up next as he goes in and watches that one downstairs, causing the bases to be loaded with 1 out. But after getting a strikeout, it all comes down to Connor Joe, who will just ground this one over to first base, and he'll take it himself. So after winning 2 against Milwaukee, we come back with back-to-back L's, finishing out the series with Milwaukee, starting this one up in Chicago. As I told you, our win streaks can never really go past 2, and it mainly be the pitching. That would be the issue. See all these games that we're losing, and even playing in general, the other teams are scoring 5+ runs a game. Here today, 12 runs off 12 hits. I mean, we only had 4 as a squad, so we got to do a little bit better. And our only run came from our solo home run with Nick. But Luis Ortiz, 7 earned runs, giving up 5 walks, 6 hits, only pitched 2 innings. Jordan Hicks, 2 2/3, gave up 3 earned. Yohan Alvarado finished off the game with 3 1/3, gave up 3 earned. We cannot win games like that if we're going to give up that many runs. And then here the next day, we give up 4 more. Then give up 6 more the next day. That's a 4-game losing streak, losing the first 3 in Chicago and the last one in Milwaukee, and then actually getting fully swept by Chicago, I should say, giving up in that whole series a combined 16, 12, 28 runs in 4 games to the Cubs. We cannot win games where we're giving up that many runs in a 4-game set. That's literally averaging 7 runs a game. We're not going to do good against that. That's why the ERA on this team, we're a bottom 3 team. Not even bottom 3rd, no, bottom 3. Now here we get one of our rare good starts out of the back end of the bullpen again. Bailey Falter, once again getting a dub here. 6 innings, 3 earned runs. And it's mostly, like I said, our 4 and 5 pitchers that I see are producing these low run wins. Even when our top 3 guys win, it's in a shootout. They've given up 4 or 5 runs. We just have them to score more, and we let them go long enough. So here in today's video, you can already see, I mean, even we're doing bad today. We're only 7 for 10 in today's video. We started out 11-21. We're now 18 and 31. We're going to focus in here on Luis Ortiz. Getting the start here today, 9 starts, 2-3 record, 7.6 ERA with a 2 whip. Which just shows that, I mean, it's not just giving up runs in timely spots. It is giving up a lot of hits that's causing it. And here in today's game, got a little bit more CPU versus CPU action. So kick back, grab your popcorn, and get ready for the highlights here. So we're facing the Giants in game 2 of the series here in PNC Park, deep into the outfield. Well, now will be snagged. Andrew McCutchen, if you guys remember, we did trade him the last time we played this team for Jordan Hicks. So now playing against us, batting .266 now. So it's like he's had a pretty good season here with them. Giants are in, at least the mix a little bit more than we are, so kind of did him a favor, but not doing him any favors with that strikeout. They're getting the first of the game. Luis Ortiz looking kind of good right now. 0-2, gets the check swing on the outside. That'll be strikeout number 2 to start this young ball game. And we'll be tasked with going up against Keaton Wynn. 5 games started this season, 4.87 ERA, 1.5 WHIP. We should be able to tee off against that. I like those numbers, how they're looking. So hopefully we're able to kind of kick off, and we still got this lineup looking beastly. Edward at the top, batting .306, on base percentage up there near about 380, 400, kind of hovering around that mark all season. You can see here the patience that he's able to show. Yeah, 706 on OPS here combined. As he works a full count here, this is exactly what we have him at the leadoff spot. Work long at bats, work long counts, and hopefully work that walk, baby, as we go to get a full count walk to lead off the game. Really stretching that pitch count out as we got Gilbert Celestino, who you guys might have missed. We did bring him up from AAA after the trade of Andrew McCutchen. We needed an extra body on the bench, needed an extra outfielder, and he was one of the best performing ones at AAA. And he has been performing good up here so far. Now, unfortunately, here we get the strikeout and throw out for the double play. Not even like a true double play, but the last 2 outs as Brian Reynolds wasn't even able to swing the bats. And they basically get us down going 1-2-3 as well in that first inning. Taking things to the top of the second as Ortiz still looking to deal here. Keeping his pitch count low. 1 out in the second inning, and that will not help. That ball is so far gone. He had time to lay down the bat and just watch it leave still. Long fly ball out here in PNC Park as the Giants take an early lead. Mike Yastrzemski, 9th home run this season, taking that one deep out to the deepest part of the park out in center field. And the Giants already on the board. And you guys know when the other team gets moving, I told y'all we averaged giving up 7 earned runs to the Cubs. Who knows what the Giants are going to be like. And now we got to see how he bounces back, though. This is what I always like to see about my pitchers. Okay, home runs are going to happen. They're part of the game, obviously. We see how the game's played today. How are we going to bounce back? A strikeout is a great way to bounce back. Lamonte Wade Jr. is going to go sit down after that. And then Matt Chapman, 1-2 count to him as well. Swings and misses through the slider upstairs. 2 innings, 4 Ks. An unfortunate home run. But we're going to stay focused in on them because today's episode is about the pitching and the struggles we've been having here. ERAs are high across the board. Hits are being given up at a premium. I don't think there's a single starter below a 4 ERA. We might have 2 or 3 guys in the bullpen below a 4 ERA. And even the ones that aren't, I think they're all above a 5 ERA. So pitching has not been too fun or too kind to this team. As you can see here, another deep ball going out to left field, going back up against the wall. It'll knock down. So no home run out there over the short planks, but it will be enough for a 2-out double, giving McCutchen a chance here to be clutch against his former team. Been clutch for so many years for the Pirates. Now it's time to do it to the Pirates. As we get him down to a 1-1 count. Ortiz gets him to chop this one on the ground to third base, who will just take it over and tag the man himself. Smart play to go ahead and just get the for sure out. Wilmer Flores taking this ball out to left field. This one will go back toward the wall. That ball is going to get out of here. Gone. Wilmer Flores, solo shot, his 8th of the season. And that had some velo coming off the bat. 107 miles per hour is crazy. Leading to a 2-0 Giants lead, and just unfortunate offense right now. But, I mean, even still, 2 runs is a lot better than we normally give up. So, as soon as the bats wake up, we're not out of this game yet. We've seen that we actually can score pretty well, too. Gosh, dog, that ball is gone. Jorge Soler sending a Soler flare out into the outfield with that solo home run. I cannot believe he just hit his 7th on us. 413 feet out to the deepest part of left field. And it's a 3-0 back-to-back Giants lead. Once again, though, like I said, our bats, as soon as they want to wake up, we can't answer back to this. But now the question becomes, can Ortiz calm down? Give up back-to-back home runs, immediately get to a 3-0 count that ends up going to a full count against the guys already homered off of you. So what do you bring here? Of course, you give him a meatball down Main Street. That is foul, thank goodness. If you had given up back-to-backs, they might have would have pulled you for that. Instead, we'll get the call strike on the black, because if you miss that homer, you gonna go sit down off of a strikeout off afterwards. I promise you. It happens every single time. It's like that commentator curse. Every time you talk about something good, something bad happens. Well, every time you miss a home run, you immediately gonna strike out right after. I'm sorry. I don't make the rules. We just follow them. So let's hope that we can make Chapman miss out on a home run here. This is going deep out to left field, chasing back at the wall, and he brings it back into the yard. No need to leap because that wall is so short. He just reaches his hand up and snags it back in. And my goodness, we got a no-hitter going against us right now as the Pirates have yet to even get a hit this game. What is going on offense? Of course, we're mainly just watching the pitching here because we wanted to get a look and see how our pitching was doing. But now let's go ahead and tune into the offense as they have that no-hitter going against them. Brian Reynolds popping this one out to left field. At least we're still working at bats, but Keaton Wynn is looking strong here. And there goes a ball lifted out into right center field. That's going back at the warning track at the wall. The leaping is off of his head. It'll be the first hit of the game for O'Neal Cruz as the throw's going to come into the plate. Is he trying to score? He will not. holding up at third base, going to get a triple, his second of the season. And O'Neal Cruz with that speed finally gives us a hit that we can do something with here, as even a productive out can score a run. And that's exactly what we're going to get here to center field. That'll be more than deep enough to at least be a sac fly RBI, as that throw to the plate will be well behind Cruz in there jogging. And at least we're on the board finally, 3-1. Brian Hayes trying to keep the rally going here. This is going to be a ball that gets down in the right field gap, going and butting up against the wall. Right fielder will play it off of a bounce, and the throw will come in, but not before he just jogs his way into second base. 12th double of the year. The extra base hits are booming. And let's see if they're still open for business. It's Andy Rodriguez, backup catcher in the game here, maybe giving our starter a day. Or nope, starter is hurt. That's right. So Andy Rodriguez getting the starts here from now on. And he popped that one up. So ending the rally there kind of cleanly, but at least the game is still 3-1 here as we go to the top of the sixth. There's trusting Ortiz to stay in the game here. And with one out, he gives up the first walk he has all day. And because of that, they're actually going to go ahead and pull him there. They've seen enough. Pitch count was getting high. I was wondering how long they would let him go after giving up 3 already. So it's like they go with 5 1/3 innings of work. I mean, pretty strong. 3 earned runs given up, only 4 hits, 1 walk, 4 Ks or 5 Ks. They're going to turn things over to Johan Oviedo. Oh, Lord. I don't know if I like him coming in. Somehow he's lowered his ERA below 4 throughout all the simulation. I guess he's maybe had a couple good outings, but he's finally lowered that ERA down and starting to pitch a little bit better. We'll see if he can keep this game 3-1, as he's going to have to come in and immediately face the meat of the order. Pause. 4, 5, 6 coming through. 1-1 as he gets Soler to pop this one up. It'll be shallow right field. Right fielder will call it off and come in to grab it. That'll be an easy pop fly. Mike Yastrzemski coming back up, trying to duplicate what he did in the second inning against our starter Ortiz. Took one of the first pitches he saw and absolutely obliterated that ball to center field. So we know he's going to come in here with some power and some pop. We're looking to not duplicate what we already did the first time. That one almost went out to the cove. I guess you say the lake, the pond, the ocean, whatever you want to call it. But here on this 0-2, he's going to send it right back and do the same selly as last time. That ball is long gone. 2-run shot by Mike Yastrzemski, his second of the game, 10th of the season. And it gives a 5-1 lead as the Giants get the run back with insurance. I said insurance. I meant interest. Oh, Lord. You can tell us late at night. They came back and got a little bit of interest off that run, collecting another one and increasing the lead back up to 4 runs now against us. As Johan, ERA lightly above 4 now. I mean, if he can get a couple more outs, he'll shrink it right back down as he chops this one on the ground. That's going to be a great diving stop by the second baseman. Throw goes over to first, not in time. Not able to make the play on that one. Great effort, though, to not let it go into the outfield. And then Matt Chapman, he's going to launch this one deep. It's going way back to left field at the warning track. Whoa, and it is gone. Comes in the game and immediately gives up 4 earned runs off of 2 2-run shots. Matt Chapman's 11th of the season. It's the 3rd different Giants player to hit a home run here today. And I told y'all, home runs are going to happen. You see how the game is played today. But we cannot survive off giving up 4 of them things. So we're going to have to go to the bullpen again and bring in another long reliever. This time Jordan Hicks going to come in. He's been struggling ever since we made the trade for him to come over here. Maybe readjusting back to bullpen life out of the starter role. But the way our starters are pitching, he might earn himself a spot start just to see what he can do. If he can generate some high motivation here for us as he comes in and immediately gets an out. I'll take that. Going back to our bats here to see if we can kind of answer their runs back at all is Nick Gonzalez. Blooper and base hit out to left field. Good job there to get that one in. Flipping things for the top of the rotation with no outs now. Edward Alvarez leading off here today. Chopping this one on the ground right in the second baseman's glove. Easy double play. And just like that, the rally is basically killed. 4-6-3 leading to Gilberto Celestino. 0 for 2 on the day, make it 0 for 3 if he can get there. Left fielder coming on. I think that's McCutcheon making the play out there in left. And now leave things up for Connor Joe to go ahead and knock that one right to second base. I don't even know what we're getting hyped for here. We are down 7-1, down to our last 8 outs, and we need to do something here. As Keaton Wynn is still in the ball game. Pitch count is still looking good, as that ball is looking good too as well. Out there into the seats in the stands. Solo shot for the Pittsburgh Pirates, and we are back on the board yet again. Bryan Reynolds, 6th home run of the season. Finally trying to give some hope to this team and show that we are still alive. These are really one of those sports too where you got to take it literally one run at a time. You cannot get all of this back at once. I mean, even with a grand slam, you still would be behind. So you really got to take this nice and slow. Not so slow that you just watch a strikeout go by, but maybe as slow as, well, not as slow as swinging at one either. But, you know, we'll take it. Bryan Reynolds at least giving us 1 back this inning. We got 2 other innings to go to work. As you can see here, we got 4 hits on the day, turned into 2 runs. They've got 8 that they've turned into 7. And almost all their runs have literally been coming off of home runs. There's nothing else to kind of show from that game, man. As you can clearly see, we ended up losing 7-2 by that same score. No more offense was able to come through. We ended up getting like 1 more hit, but overall, you can see the pitching struggles. Ortiz, decent start there to start off with, 5 1/3, but 4 runs given up. And then you see the bullpen came in and kind of gave up the other 3. Really can't give up 4, but they're going to charge it obviously to the one that led them on base. O'Neal Cruz gets his 2nd triple. Ryan Hayes' 12th double. Joe's 8th double. 32nd RBI there for Bryan Reynolds, probably leading the team at that point. And then, like I said, you know, Jordan Hicks did great. We had Jose Hernandez come in and close out the game. 2 innings, gave up 3 hits. That ERA is sub-1. Finally, a reliever that's doing something. But 7.49 cannot happen out of our starter. And you can see exactly why we're worried about this starting pitching woes. And that's why we want to focus even more on them, because we have yet to see the entire rotation. We want to see what everybody's got, so we're going to look and focus deeper into those 2 as well. Here we have game 3 against the Giants, where the Giants ended up beating us 12-11. Once again, a high-scoring game where we score 11 and still can't get the victory because of the pitching. We lose the next game here, at least to the Braves. We're up 4-3, and up winning 4-3 actually. Okay. Didn't think that was coming against such a heavy team here. We win the first 2, actually 4-2 and 4-3. I cannot believe we actually win the first 2 here against the Braves, who are 29-22. So they're a pretty good team. Most likely going to be a playoff team if we're sub 13, under 500 right now. But great pitching performance here. Martin, 3 earned runs, and then the bullpen actually came and shut the door for once. So shout out to that. But I do want to show you guys a little bit more of scouting. We'll go deeper into it a little bit later, but I want to show you guys kind of what we're focusing here on with our corner infielders. Shane Remusin. He's 1st on our board, 8th overall on the MLB board. He's going to be great contact, power, vision, fielding. He basically has everything but speed. We have Joaquin Pena, who's 17th on our board. He's not a power guy, but he'll come in with defense, power, and vision, or contact and vision. So a couple of options there that we could possibly take with our first, or maybe even 2 first-round picks there. Maybe we go first base on both of them. Who knows? But we'll have to see even if our first option is there at our pick. That will be the first big test as we come into this series here against the Braves. Winning the first 2 games, it looks like 4 runs is what we need to keep them less than to be able to get a dub. And that's the most we've been able to score in this series. And we're going to focus in today on Bailey Falter. We've seen him make a couple of dubs here today. Seen him have a couple of good pitching performances and kind of really lower his ERA. So we're going to get a player log game in with him to see what kind of the stuff is looking like. What has him being so successful? He is a young starter for us. I think he's 26. C potential though. So, or yeah, it's either C or B potential. So not really like anything too crazy or too high, but could end up staying being a 4 or 5 guy for us. I mean, his stamina is pretty low, so maybe even a long reliever for us in the future. But we'll have to see if he continues up these good pitching performances, getting Michael Harris Jr. to go ahead and pop fly that one to third base. As we're looking to go ahead and do something that would be unheard of. We're trying to sweep the Atlanta Braves here. The 29-20 Atlanta Braves, while we are 20-33, keep in mind. So this would be something pretty unheard of here if we're able to do it this season. Great knockdown by short. Third baseman coming in and backing up his teammates. Whoo, that throw was close. Are they sure they made it? Now, I'm on player lock, so I can't challenge myself. But we can go ahead and look at this replay and decide for ourselves. Great dive to knock that one off the arm. Third baseman Hayes, great to play that back up of Cruz. Throw. That looked like it could have been at the same time. I think that was probably the right call, though. Looked like he did have his foot on the bag just barely in time. But because of that, we do have our first base runner here today, and we have to somehow get Ronald Acuna Jr. to go ahead and ground into a double play. So we can get out of this inning cleanly as he pops this one up, going out near shallow center field. Second baseman will miss it. Throw's going to have to come in quickly to second base, and we got him. Thought it was going to be caught. The ball came in shallow. Michael A. Taylor with the strong arm and accurate throw to go ahead and call that one down. And then a nice strikeout to go ahead and end the first inning for us on Olsen. Great way to start the game out. Some good defensive plays here. Then making the play yourself. Way to reach back, grab that one, and Bailey will throw that one on over to first base. So far I do like his stuff. I mean, the fastball's not incredibly fast, but it will come in there and surprise you. He's got great break on his pitches. I feel like he has decent command over his stuff, at least when the confidence is up. Maybe not at all times, but that 12-6 sometimes was a little off. As you see that one a little bit more on the plate than we wanted. So we're going to come back to it, see if we can hit that same location. That one well more over the plate than the other one. Then getting a four-seamer upstairs, though. So mixing the pitches around here. This one's going to go deep out to left field. But it will be caught on the warning track for the easy play there to get the out here in the second. And then Sean Murphy has that runner at first base. 1-1 count here as he pops this four-seamer. This one looking like it'll go to the gap. Right fielder calls off the center fielder, though, as we're able to go ahead and make that play and continue into the third. Still scoreless on both sides. Not much offense from our side, but they're getting a couple of hits here and there to kind of make things interesting on theirs. Another leadoff base hit for the Braves. Michael Harris Jr. set to go ahead and do something here. No outs. So top of the lineup is back up with a runner on this time around. Let's see if they can go ahead and work him around. 10 stolen bases. Doing pretty good this season as far as the speed. So let's go ahead and keep him off the base pass if possible. This time the center fielder, Michael A. Taylor, calling off the right fielder. Getting that ball in quickly and keeping everything under line. Orlando chops this on the ground. Cruz. Throw that one over to second, over to first, and we got the plays there. Great ball movement that time around. Way to get the double play that we need. And we're actually going to skip ahead here to the top of the seventh. Bailey Falter still in the game. Still a 0-0 ball game. No offense from our side, and he's been pitching great to this point. 78 pitches, though. He is starting to get a little bit tired. So that's going to be a deep ball to right field. That will be gloved in on the warning track. So we'll have to see how long they're going to let him go here. His stamina isn't like the other starters, so he doesn't have crazy amounts. He is starting to get tired here. But facing up against Ozzy Albies, gets him to chop this one on the ground. The shift will work maybe in our favor as the throw goes over, and that will not be in time. Not working in our favor that time around. If we're at normal depth, we probably make that play. And you can see there the getting tired message, so we'll have to see if he even makes it past this seventh. I doubt it. This might be his last inning, so if he can give me just one more inning cleanly, hopefully the offense is able to pick this one up late. Good strikeout call there up top. Austin Riley's going to have to go sit down. When you've had a game like this, you got to get those calls. Got to give it to him. Right there on the black, it could be a 50-50 pitch. You got to get that up to the pitcher when he's been doing good. And no, I don't want to hear some, all right, keep that same energy when it's the other team. I'm going to have that same energy for my team and my team only. As that ball is deep back, as he has the same energy for them home run balls. Able to tell the Bailey was getting tired, and Ozuna hits his 11th home run of the season, just getting that one into the pocket, hitting the Euro step around. And when you're winning, you can do any celebration you want. Ain't that what KD says? So, I guess the Braves get to turn up here as they have a 2-0 lead here late in the seventh. And I got to imagine with him being as tired as he is, that's got to be the end of the day here for Bailey. And yep, they're going to go ahead and have that mound up at the meeting up at the mound, bring in the bullpen as Johan Oviedo coming in again. Why him? ERA back up above 4. Is late in the game. I mean, I guess here. Now, this is one of the random situations. Sometimes it lets you go in, sometimes it doesn't. I guess when you're player locked, it doesn't let you kind of skip back into the game. I got to look and see if there's a setting to turn on to allow me to do that. But here we just simulate to the end. They ended up picking up another RBI there to close out the game, I think it was. Yeah, 3-0. So Max Fried ended up getting the dub 7-3. We ended up getting the loss. So no series sweep, but it will be a series win here against the Braves, which is still impressive. Bailey 6 2/3, only 2 earned runs, a walk, 4 Ks. I think that's a great start. We just had 5 hits as a team. The one day that our team wants to lay goose eggs, is the one day that we actually get a good pitching performance. We could have walked away with it with the sweep if we had just had another offensive performance scoring 4 more runs. Like we did the first 2 games, we would have won again. Great job by Johan. Now the bullpen shutting it down. But that'll lead us to a series here against the Tigers and Blue Jays to go ahead and end out the month of June or May. So we win the first game against the Tigers 2-1 there. We had a bases loaded situation, didn't score any runs. And then the next day out, we are on top of the 9th. 1 out, runner at first base, and Nick Gonzalez is up with the game tied 4-4 here on the road. As they go down, okay. I had to get quiet there for a second to see if they were going to call that one. But here on the road in Comerica Park, back like we never left. So many good memories here at this park. So many good home runs. So many good games. So many good, I don't know what else. Y'all have to go watch that series to find out. Make sure you guys are going to check out that old series. Get caught up so you can know what this new series is going to be like and how great I am at rebuilding these teams. But rebuilds often come with a couple of strikeouts here and there. Kebron Hayes, looks like he was on leadoff duties today. 2 for 3 on the game, 2 as well. So shout out to him doing good in the leadoff role. Can we get another hit here as that circle changes in on the hands? He pitches out to center field. It'll barely bloop in, and the runner will go ahead and get all the way to third base. Great chance here to take the lead before the bottom of the 9th, possibly. Connor Joe gets a sinker right down Main Street and misses. Too late behind it, probably expecting something a little bit slower. So now I have to really work this count in that bat to try to get back into it. Miguel Diaz jams him up. Hit it out to second base for the easy throw over to first. And now the best we can hope for is extra innings. As on the mound, they got, once again, Johan Oviedo. They love bringing this guy into the game. But I love it, too, if he's going to be getting outs like those. Strikeout number 1. Jake Rogers is up next. He's got a first pitch that he sees is a 4-seamer down the middle. And after that pitch, actually, I kind of skipped through it a little too quickly there. He ended up somehow hurting himself. So I already had Jose Hernandez up in the bullpen warming up just in case anyway. So we'll have to bring him in a little bit early here. 20 innings pitched, a .45 ERA. Doing good against righties and lefties, both hitting sub 250. Lefties hitting sub 200, sub 150 almost, as that gets chopped over to Hayes. Easy play over to first. Now it's up to Gio Urshela to see if he can go ahead and continue this inning, but he will ground the first pitch he sees to Tellez, and that'll take us into extra innings. So extra inning runner rule will be in effect here. Guy will be at second base, and we'll have to do this against Andrew Chafin, a guy that I actually do very much like as a reliever. If he becomes open in the free agent market, I might pick him up as a good lefty to have in our bullpen. But we do want to go ahead and replace Connor Joe at second. With his 50 speed, we want to get somebody with a little bit more speed out there, which would be Lee Oliver Priego, our fastest guy on the bench right now at 87 speed. We'll just get a defensive replacement for when we go back out into the field. But now we got some more speed out there at second base. And the first thing we do is hit a ball right into the left field gap. That's going to get down and hit up against the wall. That'll easily score Lee Oliver into the base, as it'll be an RBI double with no out still for the Pittsburgh Pirates. It'll be like the extra innings started all over, and we already have a 1-0 lead. Great chance to try to bring home a second runner here, and that's really what you want to do. The first runner I feel like you can almost say is automatic is can you bring in 2 to really secure that dub. O'Neal Cruz swings and misses through the slider upstairs, and he'll have to go sit down. That is not the productive out you want after a hit like that. And then Jag, oh my goodness, just early but swung way underneath that one. Come back for the 1-0-1. And just chops another slider that he timed up pretty well. Just got on top of this one. It ends up being a ground ball that moves the runner to third. Edward Alvarez will look to try to keep the rally going here. Full count. Chafin gets him confused on the slider, corkscrewing himself into the ground. And just like that, we score off the Brian Reynolds hit, but we'll have to turn things over to David Bednar, who is 15 for 16 this year in his saves, which is great. We'll turn things over to him to hopefully be able to get this dub. Lee Oliver will also come out of the game. Obviously, we want to get somebody out in right field that has the best arm strength or arm talent, which will end up being Gilberto Cecilino. So we're going to go ahead and let him play out in right field. Get that arm strength in case we have to throw something to the plate here. We have to face the top of the order 1, 2, and 3 with our closer. This is exactly what they want, but we're sure of it too, as that one gets popped up behind Tellez. This should be an easy play in foul territory as he misses it. I've never seen that before a day in my life. He missed the pop fly, and right after is a ball up the middle. Base it into the outfield. They're not going to send the runner on home. They probably could have still scored as that throw was well up the line. But you cannot miss an easy play like that, Tellez. What are you doing? This is why we got to get somebody over at first base that has defense. You saw the two guys that we looked at had defensive potential. Guys that can potentially easily take that spot. I mean, first base is open and ready for the taking. And, of course, right after that, we give up a 3-0 count here to Riley Green. And now we got to play catch-up here. Lobbing these four-seamers over just to get some strikes. Gets the first one. Makes him pop the second one foul. It'll be a full count for Riley Green. Can we get out of this now? Hopefully a double play ball. It's on the ground. Cruz is going to give chase, and he misses the ball. I think that's a terrible angle. He kind of ran straight at it instead of running backwards to kind of get some ground for the double play. Again, trying to get to it quickly so no one scores, but ends up giving up the run anyway. It is a 5-5 game. As now we're just hoping to see the 11th inning as David Bednar definitely blew the save here. Now we got to hope that he doesn't get the L. Kerry Carpenter with the 0-2. Swings over the top of the 12-6. And now any out will do to go ahead and give us to the 11th inning. It'll have to be Colt Keith either coming up clutch or being a scrub. What will it be? It looks like he's going to come in clutch as that ball's going to get down in front of Celestino. And with that being at third base, there was no chance of any kind of throw or play. That's an easy dub there for the Tigers. They're going to split the series here at home. We took game one. They come back and take game two in an extra inning thriller here. Honestly, that was really high octane, high active, high protein. I don't know, whatever you want to use for the word, but we did it. As David Bednar hits the L here, man, gives up those 3 hits, which is tragic. 12 hits as a squad, only amounted to 5 runs for us. We got to do a little bit better. Keyvon Hayes with a 3-hit day, so shout out to him. I think if we just catch that ball at first base, it's a lot easier because we have that one pitch out, strikeouts. Yeah, I think we could have won that game easily if we had just made that play, but hindsight is 50-50. At least we got to look forward to the future, in which case we actually get a dub here in the first game against the Blue Jays to end the month of June or in the month of May. And now we get to finally get to the month I've been talking so much about, June. As with the first game against the Blue Jays, we end up losing 4-2 to go ahead and split the series up here. As we already got game 3, but it's time for scouting. So I'm actually going to go ahead and end the video there. We're 41 days away from the draft. The next episode will be way more scouting focused. What we'll probably honestly do is a lot of critical situations. I might have another CPU versus CPU game for you guys so we can watch the highlights of that and have a full game in still. But it'll probably be mostly critical situations and simulating and big emphasis on the scouting. I'm going to really take you guys through some of the players that I like, some of the players that we're going to get more information on, and we're going to try to get at least to the draft at the end of next episode. So by episode 5, we will be doing the draft, All-Star Weekend, and kind of getting through the later months of the season and setting that expectation for when the offseason is. So if you guys are enjoying it and ready for more videos, please hit the video with a like, comment, and subscribe for your boy. I got more heat coming for you guys, so I hope you guys are enjoying the series and really sharing it out. Grind helps it bring more people to the channel, and more people get to come in and enjoy the series and have fun with this like we do. So catch you guys in the next one, man. It's me, your boy SGG, aka the King of Games, aka SmooveGotGame. See you guys in the next video. I'm gone. Later.